we're about to give credit to President Bush. Okay, listen to this, right? We just played in the last hour, we played the clips for you of O'Reilly saying, hey, wait a minute, these Mexicans are going to take away our power. We're looking for Christian white male power, and that structure is going to get broken down by the New York Times, who's letting all these Mexicans in. Now, by the way, I'd like to point out that the Mexicans are also Christian. So perhaps he doesn't really have a problem with the Christian part as much as he does with the fact that they're not white. I wonder. Okay, so the flip side to that is George Bush has some very positive things to say on this immigration issue, and his bill is a good one. He's been on the right side of this issue for a while, and we've said it from the get-go. McClatchy's Ron Hutchinson interviewed him, McClatchy Newspapers, and he asked him, why are you so passionate about this immigration issue? And this is what President Bush said, quote, look, when you grow up in Texas like I did, by the way, I took out some awkward stumbles in there, but nonetheless, look, when you grow up in Texas like I did, you recognize the decency and hard work and humanity of Hispanics. And the truth of the matter is a lot of this immigration debate is driven as a result of Latinos being in our country. That's interesting. You see, he's kind of leaning in the direction of, hey, you know what? These guys who are against it are a little racist. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's interesting that he's willing to go that far out there, even though we're reading between the lines just a little bit.
No, he said that's been said before. They're clearly they're inferring that point.
Right. He continues, my only point is that I've seen firsthand the beautiful stories of people being able to take advantage of opportunity and make solid contributions to our society. Like my friend Al Gonzalez, who's been covering my ass for years now.
Right.
Yeah. That part he did not. Okay. He continues, secondly, I'm deeply concerned about America losing its soul. Immigration has been the lifeblood of a lot of our country's history, and I'm worried that a backlash to newcomers would cause our country to lose its great capacity to assimilate newcomers, and I believe that a newly arrived adds...
Oh, how did he say assimilate? Newcomers to assimilate.
Newcomers. And I believe that a newly arrived... That's a great Bushism. I believe that a newly arrived adds to the vigor and entrepreneurial spirit and enhances the American dream. The newly arrived being, I guess, the people.
Right.
Okay. I think those are really good things to say. Then, something else interesting happened. So those are really positive comments, and I agree with them. And look at that. It's possible. It's doable. You see that? We can agree with the president if he's reasonable. But then, of course, he can't help it. He's the president. He's got to go to his MO, which is smear the enemy, right? Smear the political enemy. But in this case, the political enemy is the Republicans. So he does it anyway, and which then got him into a lot of trouble. He says, quote, if you want to kill the bill, if you don't want to do what's right for America, you can pick one little aspect of it, and you can use it to frighten people. And he talks about politics of fear. He talks about how you have to make a courageous decision. He talks about how the other side has empty political rhetoric, referring to the Republicans.
Yeah, I had no use for this. I'm not going to praise him on this.
No. I'm not praising him on this either. But this is the interesting part of it. The first part was the praiseworthy part. This is the interesting part because he pulls out his political bag of tricks, but when he uses them on the Republicans, the result has been a tremendous backlash. One, the Republicans are super pissed already about, the fact that he's screwing them on this, the way they view it,
right,
on this immigration bill. But now to add on top of it, he's throwing the stuff at him like you're not a patriot, or you're undermining America, and you're playing on fear, and it might be a little racism and stuff. They're seeing red over this. The conservative bloggers, the politicians, they're seeing white over this, right? Quite right. So now this also has an interesting second layer to it, which is that now Bush's numbers were, of course, it was in the toilet, right? And now he's lost what little Republican base support he's had. It might be a dangerous game he's playing. Even though he's right on this issue, it might really undermine him where everybody's like, well, that's it. Enough with this guy, okay? This guy's all wrong, but let me tell you about why Republicans are okay or conservatives are okay, but not Bush.